started in the previous session about the separation of a mixture, right? We started in our previous session only how to separate mixtures, or you can say that how to separate constituents of the mixture, right? We have divided this mixture into three parts, okay? In this category, in separation mixture, actually it is divided into three parts, and then for these three parts, for these three divisions, different methods are there with us, okay? So we will be studying all those methods, okay? We'll try to study all those methods in different category, right? The very first category was mixture of two solids, which we have gone through in the previous session, and in this category we have seen the three methods of separation, right? And today we are going to start. This is almost all done, okay? This is done in our previous session. It is already finished by us, and now we are heading towards this second category, where we are going to understand how to separate a solid and a liquid component from a mixture. Okay, that means that mixtures of solid and liquid, how to separate the mixtures of solid and liquid. This one is going to be our topic for the today's session. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to our car chemistry classes. We are going through a series of sessions for the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure, and it is 9th class chapter, and we are doing this session, we are having this session number as 23. Okay, we are at 23rd session, and let's start with the separation of mixture. This is our topic which is going on right now. Okay, so under this category we have taken, under this topic we have taken the second category, because already we have done first category. So for today's session our topic is for mixture of a solid and liquid. Okay, now in this category we have a lot number of methods. So what are these lot number? So we have at least 6 separation methods. We have how many separation methods? There are 6 methods in this case, okay? We are having 6 methods. In this case we have 6 methods. In the very first case we were having only 3 cases, 3 ways of separating two solids, one solid from the other solid. But now in this case, this is the, first of all you have to keep in your mind that what is the category, how this category is divided. It is divided according to the components which are present in the mixture. Okay, so in the first case both the mixtures, the mixture was containing both solute and the solvent both as solids only. In case of mixture of this second category is having mixture of solid and a liquid. Okay, so in this category we are having 6 methods, and these 6 methods are, say you are having the very first method, though I have given this description in previous session, but still I am going to tell you, so that one by one we are going to deal with this, and we'll try to understand the methods separately. Okay, so first one is filtration method. The very first method is filtration. Second one is crystallization. Okay, and the third one is centrifugation. Okay, fourth one is chromatography. Right, we are having the fifth one as evaporation. And the very last one, that is the sixth one, is our distillation. So these are the 6 methods which are present with us, which are present in the in this topic, in which you are going to separate a mixture with a solid and a liquid. Okay, so we are going to start with the very first topic, that is filtration. Okay, so very first topic is the very first method, method 1. This is method 1. What is the method 1 here? It is filtration. Which method it is? Filtration. So we are going to talk about this method. Okay, what happened? So what happens in this filtration? What is the method here? Okay, in this method it is actually a process. Okay, it is a process in which what happens that the insoluble solid particles, they are filtered out from the liquid item. Okay, so what you will say that the process in which solids, you can write, in which solids, and these solids which are insoluble, the process in which solids that are not dissolved in water, okay, in water, or you can say in liquid, okay, in water or liquid, you can use the word as liquid. So the solids which are not dissolving in water or liquid, or you can say that the solids which are insoluble in water can be separated, okay, they can be separated from a liquid. Dissolved in water can be separated from a liquid by filter, okay, by filtration. Okay, so here it comes as this word comes into the existence. What is this? That with the help of any filter, insoluble solid of the mixture is separated from the liquid through this filter. Okay, for example, let us consider example. For example, we have the combination of sand and water. This is a mixture. Sand and water will give you a mixture. Okay, so here we can easily separate sand particles from the mixture of water, from the mixture. Why? Because sand is not soluble in water, and when you are going to filter it out through a filter paper, the sand is going to store at the bottom of the filter or on the filter paper, and the water will go away out of the funnel. Understood? As soon as you are going to take a funnel, say this is a filter funnel, suppose, and if you are going to pour water and the sand mixture, okay, if you are going to put water and sand mixture here, so if you are having, say, suppose you are having sand particles in this, in that case what will happen? Sand is going to accumulate here. Sand will going to accumulate here, and all the water or the liquid part will move out of this in a container. Into the container, it will move out of the container. Do you get my point? What is happening? This liquid part is coming into the container, and the sand particle is accumulating here in on the filter paper. You can see here the filter paper is stopping this sand particle to move through it. Got it? Okay. Now filter paper, you know that how to make a filter paper in a conical shape. It can be made into a conical shape, and you can get the filter paper, right? So this is how we use filtration method. Okay, now remember one thing, that the constituent which is left here, this yellow part, say this yellow sand is here, right? This was what? Sand and this was sand and water mixture. Okay, this was sand and water mixture. Now this yellow part, this residual part, this left out part here, this is known as a residue. What do we say? Residue. It is left out part. Do you get my point? That the solid particle which is left out here, that is known as a residue. What do we say? Residue. And this liquid is known as, the liquid which is coming out of it is known as filtrate. What do we say? Filtrate. This is filtrate and this is residue. Understood? Is it clear to you? This is residue. Let me write once more. Residue. So residue is left out in the funnel itself. Residue is accumulated in the funnel itself, and what is coming out of it? The liquid part is coming out, and that is known as the filtrate. So when we go for filtration process, the particles which are left in the funnel, that is known as residue, and that which goes out of the funnel or passes through the funnel, it is known as filtrate. Understood? So it is very commonly used. Filtration is a very commonly used process. Even in the homes also we are using this filtration. When we are using tea, we are just filtering the tea leaves out of our liquid tea, isn't it? Then many times we are using this filter. Muslin cloth is used for filtration. Okay. So this is how we are using the filtration method to filter out the solids from the liquids. Okay, understood everyone? So we can move ahead with another method. Now before going to another method, this filtration, where we are using this filtration, that in a large scale, that we are going to understand. Where this filtration process is used, we are going to understand it. And it is, you can say that in big cities, water supply is with the help of, river water is generally supplied throughout this big cities, okay, throughout the houses in the big cities. So how it is made drink, because water which is the river water is not very safe for drinking, isn't it? River water is not very safe for drinking, and that is why it requires some or the other treatment. Cleaning treatment is required for river water, and how it is done that we are going to understand first, because this is your topic in your NCERT syllabus. So we are going to discuss this topic as well. What happens that filtration is used at large scale in supply of drinking water. Okay, this process is used in supply of drinking water in cities. So we can say that city water supply or water supply in cities is one of the examples of filtration at large scale. So how it is done? We are going to understand it. Actually, in cities, what happens that drinking water is supplied from water works. From where it is supplied? Drinking water, we'll just write down the steps, that drinking water is supplied through water works. Okay, through where? Through water works. And what is the function of this water work? What happens that at water work, the methods are used, different methods at water work. Water work is, you can say, some station at one station of reservoirs where the water is being treated to be cleaned up. Okay, so in this water work, what happens that some processes, like you can say the processes, what type of processes are used here, like sedimentation is one of the methods which is applied here. Then you are going to see decantation. Okay, in this you can see that decantation is there. Then loading is one of the process or one of the method which is going to be used here. Okay, and filtration. Okay, this filtration is one method which is used at large scale in this process. Okay, and you can say that the very last process in this is then chlorination. Chlorination is the killing of the germs. Okay, so we are having these 5 steps. These 5 sub steps are there in the process of cleaning the water for supplying it to cities. Okay, to the different houses. Okay, so before it is passed to different houses, it is first made fit to drink, because it is very unfit from the river. When it is taken directly, it is going to be very unfit, and lots of diseases can be caused through it. So before passing it to the cities or to the homes, it is made clean, it is made fit to drink. Okay, so these are the processes which are used. Now how it works? Okay, how it is going to work? So as I said that the water supply is the source of water is here the rivers nearby the cities. Okay, rivers, you can say even lakes are, shorter lakes are there which are used for the water supply. So when river water, so source of water in such cases is source of water, if is river water. Okay, it could be either lake or river water. Now this river water, this water work, which is there, it is generally located near the bank of the rivers. Okay, where it is located? It is generally located at the bank of the river. Okay, रिवर के किनारे ही ये बनते हैं, ठीक है, बनाए जाते हैं, एट द बैंक ऑफ द रिवर. एंड व्हाट इज डन इन दिस? The river water and lake water usually contains suspended solid particles, okay, and even the germs are present in it. So before this water can be supplied to homes, it is made free of these suspended impurities and germs. Okay, now this water works. What it does, it actually takes this water, or you can say that it fetches this water from the river to a pumping station through pipes. तो क्या होता है इसमें? There are some steps which you are going to understand. Let me draw it and I'll show it to you. Say you are having, suppose you are having here, say you are having one river here, okay, and from this river the water is taken out through the pipes, okay, and it goes to pumping stations. Okay, one pumping station is made nearby. This water work, now we are talking about water works. Okay, the stations, water related stations are there. They are lying on the bank of the river only. Okay, so water is taken from here. Okay, it passed through these pumping stations, and then this pumping station passed this water to big tanks, and these big water tanks are known as reservoirs. What do we say? These big tanks are said to be water reservoirs. Okay, say this is the water reservoir. Understood? This is water, this is pumping station. This is water reservoir. Water reservoir. We call this water reservoir as sedimentation tank. What do we say? Sedimentation tanks. Okay, so this is your sedimentation tank. Okay, and after this there is another tank, and it is known as loading tank. What do we say? Loading tank. Okay, and then this water, after cleaning, you just remove the particles here, and then it passes through this, then it again passed through another reservoir, or you can say tank, another tank, where you have you say filtration, which is known as filtration tank. Okay, and in filtration tank you are having fine sands, then coarse sands, and the gravels. Okay, what happens that in this case you are having three layers. In this case you are having 3 layers. Let me have 3 pens, 3 colors. So if you are having at the bottom, say you are having stones or gravels. Okay, small gravels are put at the bottom. Okay, there are some small gravels at the bottom. Then coarse, you can say coarse sand particles, they are lying in the middle. Okay, the beds of coarse sand particles are kept in the middle, and the very fine sand particles, they are just made to be on the very top. This layer is made at the very top. So we are having 3 layers here, right? And then what happens? Then when after it gets filtered here, what happens that it passes through another tank. Okay, from here it passes, this is going from here to here, and now from here, because it is filtering out of here, so from here it will be passed to another tank where you get clean water. Where you get what? Clean water. Okay, this clean water is further chlorinated. Okay, so this one is known as, I shall be writing it here, chlorinating tank or chlorination tank. And after this again it is sent to pumping stations. Okay, and it is sent to pumping stations, and from pumping stations it moves to water storage tank. A very high level storage tank is made. Okay, since the space is not there, so I'm making it down, but actually it is kept very high. It is nearly, if all these tanks are kept at same height, then this one is going to be kept here at the very top. Okay, so this water storage, actually this one, it comes here, and then this water is supplied from this water, you can say that this is pumping station. From pumping station it goes up like this, and here it comes with reservoir, water storage reservoir, where this clean water is kept. This is water storage reservoir, where you get the clean water. Okay, and then from here, from this height, it goes down and it passes through the cities. Now how it is done, this was only the picture, or you can say that only the processes through diagram I wanted to show. That is why it was made here. Now what actually is happening in all the cases, let us try to understand. In the very first case, as I told you, that river water, say this was the river water, it was pumped to pumping stations first. Okay, it was brought to pumping stations, and from these pumping stations, okay, it was allowed, this water was allowed to pass through water reservoir, to pass through these pipes to move to water reservoir tanks. That is, bigger tanks are there, that is known as sedimentation tank. What is it known as? It is known as sedimentation tank, where the water is allowed to store for some time. Here the water is allowed to stand. Okay, you can say water stands here. Okay, water stands here. It is not as soon as it passes here, it doesn't mean that it is very fast it is going to move to this tank. No, it is allowed to stand here for some time. Okay, and what happens during this this method, when this happens, that this water stands here, what happens at that time, that during this time many of the insoluble substances which are present in water, it gets settled down at the bottom of the tank. So here the impurities, you can say the impure particles, they get, the heavy impure particles, those which are heavy, they get settled down here. Okay, so it settles here at the bottom, you can say accumulates here. The heavy impurities, they get settled down, they settle down at the bottom, okay, of this tank. Then the water from the top layer, from the tops, you can say upper surface water is then passed, it is allowed to pass through another tank. Okay, from this sedimentation tank, it is sent to the loading tank. This tank is known as what? It is known as loading tank, where alum is added to this water. What is added here? Here you can say that we are adding, or you can say that alum is added. Alum is added to this water. Okay, in which of the tanks the alum is used? It is in loading tank. Okay, fitkari, we say in Hindi fitkari. Fitkari is used in which of the tank? In the loading tank. Okay, where the heavy particles of dissolved alum, they deposit on the suspended clay particles in water. What happens that this water, when is allowed to pass through this loading tank, what happens that the heavy particles of alum is having heavy particles, okay, and it dissolves into this water, and what happens that it deposits on the suspended, very small suspended particles are present in this tank, okay, in this water. So the alum, the particles of alum, they get settled on these particles. What happens that alum, suppose this is alum, okay, and this alum, no, it will not give you the color. What happens that this alum is releasing its particle, or you can say that dissolving into it, and what is happening, the particles are coming and they are settling over this suspended particles, and as soon as they settle, they stay on this, they come and attach to this suspended particles, they deposit on these suspended particles, the particles become heavier and they get loaded with, due to being loaded with alum particles, they become heavy and they settle down at the bottom of the tank. Understood? So these particles along with alum, they finally settle down at the bottom. Why? Because how they are settling here, they were not settled here. Why? Because they were lighter here, but when they were put in this loading tank, alum was put, and due to heavy particles of alum which deposited on these suspended particles, these particles, they got settled down at the bottom. Understood? Okay. Then what happened, that the process of loading removes these suspended clay particles from water. Okay, these clay particles, you can say, or the suspended clay particles which were lying in this, which were roaming or which were just moving here and there, these particles, they got settled here, and then again the water is passed through another tank, and this tank is known as filtration tank. And filtration tank has how many layers? 3 layers. We are having 3 layers in filtration tank, and in this tank the very first layer, or you can say the bottom layer, is of the gravels. Okay, in the middle you are having the coarse sand, and at the top you are having fine sand particles. Okay, so you are having fine sand layer. You can write here, this is fine sand, this is coarse, and this is gravel. So at the very bottom you get gravel particles, gravels. Okay, and what is happening, that this water when passes through this, what is happening, that in this case water finally has to, here the water has to pass through all the 3 layers. So when it is passing through this fine sand particles, many of the impurities which were there here present in this water, it stops here only. Then whatever goes down, again you are having the charcoal here in the middle, you can say, and the through this charcoal, or you can say this sand, coarse sand layer in the middle, this water again it passes through it, and then from the gravels, and it goes through here, the pipe in this case is at lower bottom, and from there this more fit, you can say a little more cleaner water, not little, you can say cleaner water moves to the chlorination tank. Here the water gets cleared almost completely. Okay, the suspended particles also is separated out of it at this place. So you are getting very clear water in the chlorination tank, but still it is not fit to drink. Okay, still this water is not fit to drink, because we have not gone through, this water had not gone through any of the germ killing process. So here in the last case, in the last tank, chlorination is used. Chlorination, the process of chlorination is done, that is chlorine is added to water. What is added in this? Chlorine. What is added? Chlorine. Chlorine is added to this water, and then this process is known as chlorination. So here it comes, and all the germs are killed out here, all because of the chlorine, and you get clean water, which is then passed through this pumping station, and then it goes to water reservoirs where it is stored and then passed to the city houses. So this is how water is supplied to the city houses. Okay, so I hope you have understood all the process, all the methods of this filtration, where the water is passed, where water is taken to pumping stations, from there it is passed to water reservoir tanks, there it is settled down, it is made to stand for few days, where it is allowed to the water is allowed to stand, and the heavier particles, they get settled down at the bottom. Then it is passed to the loading tank, where the alum is used, and the suspended particles, you can say clay type of particles, they become heavier due to addition of this alum, because alum particles go and deposit on these lighter clay particles, and due to heaviness of alum particles they get deposited at the bottom. Then it is allowed to pass through another filtration tank where the bed of three types of, you can say, three layers are made, and out of this the very fine layer of sand particles are made on the very top. Then the coarse sand particles, or you can say even charcoal is used, or in this case, and the gravels are used here at the bottom. Okay, and the water goes out, just water settles, or you can say that water passes through these layers, and then clean water comes out of it, and then this water is allowed to pass through chlorination tank, where it is allowed, it is, you can say, where chlorine tablets or chlorine is added to kill the germs present in this clean water. Okay, and after cleaning of the germs, this water becomes perfect for drinking purpose and other domestic purposes. From there it then goes to pumping station. This is your pumping station. Okay, as it was in the initial of this process, it is also available at the end also, from where it is pumped to the higher level reservoirs, where this water storage reservoirs are kept very high, at very large heights. Okay, and from there then it is passed to other houses, you can say city houses. Okay, this is how the water is supplied in the city area. Understood? So with this we have finished our filtration process, where we have separated a solid from the liquid. Okay, in the coming session we will come up with another method, the method of crystallization. Till then, keep watching, and if you like, please subscribe the channel and share it to other students as well. Thank you.